Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can Fly. She's back in her hangar. Time to start knocking off this instrument rust.
Oh my goodness, Russ can fly.
All right, so, I didn't even want to open up the hangar yet. Because normally what I'll do is before I start filming this intro, I'll like come out, open the hangar doors, and then that way I can stand outside the hangar and then do Charlie. But I couldn't even wait. I'm like, just turn on the lights, pull out the camera, because I got my baby back. Okay, so I'm gonna do some flying today, and I am definitely so excited to be able to get back into the cockpit of Charlie. What I wanna do today is I'm gonna go out to deck. I'm gonna do that VOR approach, go mist, try to do a hold, and then fly back over to Cherry Ridge Airport, do the approach there, and then stop and have some lunch and whatnot. Now, of course, I don't have a safety pilot, so I'll have to be mindful of looking out because I'll be VFR. But I just want to remind myself, how the instrumentation works and all the stuff that I need to be looking for. Look at Charlie. Look at Charlie. All right. Anyway, I won't belabor this intro. I am just so excited that she's back. And everything is in good working order. The other thing is, in 10 hours, I have to take her back to the maintenance folks just so they can, do a once over, make sure everything is torque to spec and all of that kind of stuff. So that's some of the other flights that I'm doing too, to continue to shake down, everything. But everything is looking great. And I got to tell you, like I said, the controls are so smooth now. Everything is so dialed in. And so, yeah, I can't wait to get back to my instrument training and, hopefully get this rating knocked out. So at any rate, gonna open the hangar doors, pre-flight Charlie, and let's make magic happen. I'm so excited. All right, in the airplane, gonna get myself situated, get in this checklist, and get everything done, and get ready to start this engine so we can further heat up this oil. That's the only thing, man. It's a little brisk. Definitely a little brisk, for sure. I can tell I haven't been flying much because just even like things like putting my seatbelt on, getting everything situated, where I usually put my headphones while I'm not wearing them, all that stuff. The fuel pump is going to come on. Fuel pressure is coming up. Mixture is full rich. Clear prop. All right, Charlie. Okay, everything looks good. Actually, I think I'm gonna have to take this off. Ooh, it is chilly, people. Chilly. All right, so the oil temperature is only at 44 degrees right now. It is amazing how much lighter she is on the controls. Man, that feels so good. And see, this is good time because I'm just letting this oil temperature so you can see if the camera is picking it up. There's a blinking red light here that basically is saying that the oil temperature is not where it needs to be yet. So that's why I'm just taking my time, just putting in the flight plan and all the stuff I need to do there. Frequency, so I got the approach in there. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting in the approaches and stuff. So I got the approach for deck, and here's my approach. Ravine, so the ravine, VOR, and then Azimo. See, let me check here. Yep, ravine, Azimo, and then Mafu is the missed approach point. Alright, go up and check our brakes. We just creep up a little bit and check our brakes, and brakes are good. And oil temp looks where it needs, is good where it needs to be. And we are good to go. And there's a lot of people moving around today. It's a nice day. Nice sunny day. Alright, so mixture's gonna go full rich. We're gonna do a run up. So I'll see you on the other side of the run up, and we're gonna make magic happen. Alright, my head was actually getting a little warm there. Okay, so we've got the CDI, I've got the green needle because I'm going to be doing that VOR. And I know this Cub is about to land. So we are good to go. Alright, trim is set for neutral, mixtures full rich, right tank. Just wait for this Cub. So there's a Cub landing up here. It might be kind of hard to see, but you'll see it's coming in now. Alright, so I'm just going to wait for him to call clear. While we're doing that, taxi landing light's going to come on. Fuel pump is going to come on. Alright, landing lights on, fuel pump's on. Mixture is full rich, we are good to go. Just wait for this Cub to do this 180 and clear the field.
Cub's clear, Doylestown.
Alright, very good. Doylestown traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, departing runway 23, going to be going out to the west. Doylestown.
Russ can fly.
Yes, he can.
Russ can fly.
Yes, sir. Back in action, baby.
Very good, very good. I saw your video the other day. It didn't look good for a while there.
Yeah, little brother was a little despondent, but you know, good Lord was looking out for me, so I'm back in action.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, watch out for those birds. They don't show up on TCAS. Skyhawk 7995, go.
All right, so we got 2-3 on the field. 2-3. All right, everything is good. All right, full power. Let's go. All right, engine instruments in the green. Fuel pressure, oil pressure, all look good. Airspeed is alive.
Doylestown traffic, Cubs departing 2-3, remain in the pattern, Doylestown.
Climbing up nicely. Over to 250 for noise abatement. All right, get that nose down. All right, landing light can come off. Fuel pump can come off. Fuel pressure is looking good. Doylestown traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, right crosswind turn out to the west. Last call, Doylestown.
Here, Russ.
That's all right. So you can see, brothers getting some love. I love it. I love it. Climbing at 1,200 feet a minute. Man, it is so nice. Look at that. Hands off in the climb. Beautiful. All right, fuel pump's off. Taxi landing light is off. Everything else is looking good. All right, 200 feet to go. Transition. That's what you didn't do. All right, so that's, I can see I'm making some mistakes already. So I didn't load my transition. I had it vectors. And so since it was on vectors, it was taking me to the wrong place. So now I should be good to go. Oh, so this is just so amazing. Oil temp is at a good place. Oil pressure is good. Alright, so I got VLOC. Alright. So we got everything lined up. I got direct to the ravine, VHS, VOR. Alright, let's correct for our altitude here. Okay, so not using anything on my autopilot, not even the flight director. I figured I'm just going to navigate using the VOR. And so that's what I'm doing now. And going to hand fly all of this. From Cherry Ridge to Doylestown, what I'm going to do is when I'm doing that approach, I'm going to definitely dial in some of the usage of my electronic stuff. I'm also looking at my timer here in terms of switching tanks, and definitely want to get on my altitude here as well. So just trying to get back in that action. All right, so basically what's going to happen is when I get station passage, the flag is going to flip from to from. Once I do that, I know I'm going to turn to 325, which is the parallel of the 145, since I'm doing a parallel. I'll fly that out for a minute and then turn right heading about 345 or 350 until I intercept the 145 radial, or it's the 145 radial, and then begin my approach. And so just trying to do all the things. And one of the things I'm still getting used to is doing a lot of the stuff here, but I want to do it because this kind of round robin thing is probably what we're going to do on the check ride. So I definitely want to be prepared for that, for sure. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Oh man, I've missed this so much. I really have. And I'm just not talking as much on this flight. Because you know I have no problem talking. Now, what's really interesting, but yeah, I'm just dialed into, you know, making sure I'm on top of my instruments, my heading, my altitude. And I'm doing pretty good, but it's so smooth up here. If you look out there front, you see that like smoke, steam, looks like clouds off. That's actually Deck Airport that way. So you may be saying, well, Russ, why aren't you flying directly to that? Because that's what you use normally as a reference point. That's true. So the reason why I'm going this way is, as opposed to over that way, is because the VOR is this way and it sets you up for the approach. So it gives you enough space between the airport and the, you know, the approach procedure. Now, the reason for that is, remember, when you're flying these approaches, the idea is that you basically can't see out here. So those approaches give you enough time to navigate, set up, all of that kind of stuff. And so that's why I'm flying this way as opposed to being on top of just flying straight to deck. And I'm not feeling too overwhelmed. I just made that one mistake of not changing the vectors or the transition. Now, what's interesting is I have this default nav screen, and even though I'm doing VLUX, so I'm just following that green needle there. But what I could do is just turn on the map and follow this magenta line. But no, we don't want to do that. We want to follow the needle and make sure I keep that needle centered. Now, one thing about this, I don't think it's going to give me an advisory glide slope. All right, let's get our heading. Our altitude, off on our altitude a little bit. The one thing about modern avionics is it gives you a lot of information for situational awareness, for sure. All right, so airbag. Loaded my approach, it's already in. Or get the ATIS. So airbag, I got my ATIS. Airbag, insert the approach, that's already in. Radios are set. I've got the Unicom for deck. I've already briefed the approach. And then A, airbag A. So brief. And then what's A again? So there's a couple things I'm forgetting in the airbag mnemonic. But I've briefed. And I'm going to be ready to descend down to 3,500. Watching my altitude. That's one thing, if you're not paying attention, stuff will creep up on you. I'm going to be switching over to the left main, and we'll stay on that left main for half an hour because we've been on that. And again, I want to come in, it's going to be a parallel, and 345 is the heading. And I believe that should be a 145 with a from indication. But we'll see. And that's the reason why I'm practicing. All right, send that back to the mat. The other thing is the floor flight is really helpful too. I can put the plate up on the map. This gives me more situational awareness, and I can also see traffic as well. All right, so this missed approach again is going to be a climbing right turn to 3,000, and we'll be on a ETX Vortac radio 253, intercept cups. And at that, we're going to do parallel as well. So we're going to go out for a minute and turn back in. But we'll be going 348 as a parallel. All right, so we're going to go down to 3,000. I'll set this for 3,700. And I think it's hard to see, but the VOR is right down there, basically. So you see all this green, and you see that little patch over there, that little white thing. All right, 200 to go.
146 here, Victor.
That is the VOR.
Coming from the east.
And it should be starting to get a little wonky. Waiting for the flag to flip. And we're at 37. Let's keep it there. Again, let's slow her down.
Slow down that airspeed, and we're gonna hold parallel. I see it's beginning to move around, and just waiting for it to flip. Getting ready to do station passage. I see it moving around pretty good, and we've got station passage. We're gonna go to 325. Of course, I'm gonna set this for 145. Going out for a minute, and we're making our way out parallel. Deck traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, maneuvering over the ravine VOR. Gonna do the GPS Alpha approach into deck, low approach only, deck traffic.
Charlie back?
Yes, sir. All right, so we're good. All right, going out for a minute. All right, now we can turn.
And as I make this turn, I'm really not doing too bad. So far, so good. Rusty, but not too bad.
3253. All right, so I'm just dialing everything in. Coming in nicely. You can look out there. What I'm worried about is just a little airspace here from this one airport. As soon as I get past this airspace here and I'm comfortable that I'm good, then I'll start descending on down. And I'm off my heading here, so. All right, so landing light's gonna come on, fuel pump is gonna come on, mixture's gonna go full rich. Okay, so at this juncture, we can descend down to 2500, and we're ready to land. Taxi landing light is on, fuel pump is on, everything is good. Mixture is full rich. This is gonna take me down to 2500. 1140 is our 1140, so 1200 is our MDA, and we can start doing that now. So we'll take this down to 1200.
Deck traffic, Cessna 8578 Juliet, 3.5 miles to the east, 1700, climbing, going to overfly the field 2000, set up for runway 1 deck, and we'll be watching for 41 Charlie on the Alpha.
And 41 Charlie is about 2 miles out on GPS Alpha, gonna go missed. Deck traffic. Minimum descent, so 200 to go, and we're gonna hold here.
And deck traffic, 78 Juliet, we're going to pass by a few miles north of the field. We'll keep the missed approach area clear for you.
Thank you for that. And let's go ahead, climbing right turn. And deck traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, going miss, GPS Alpha, deck traffic. Landing light comes off, fuel pump comes on.
Deck traffic, Cessna 8578 Juliet has visual on 41 Charlie, and we're going to switch our runway back to 19er. Looks like the winds are shifted again.
All right, so now I'm just intercepting cups.
Okay, so I'm on my way to the hold intercept cups. And here's a picture of the hold that I did. And you can see the first turn is kind of okay, but you can see this second one, it really kind of sucks. And so not sure what I did wrong there.
Standard rates, looks good. Desired track is going to be 168. So we got it pad 210.
And at this point, I realized that something wasn't right. And I don't know if I had my avionics wasn't set up correctly. I'm pretty sure that when I hit the missed unsuspend, it may have gone into GPS mode, and I still should have been probably in the OBS for the green needles following the VOR, and I think that was what my problem is. So I realized that I had botched this. This would have been reason for a check rod failure, and I just decided to continue the flight, but definitely learned something that I needed to switch back or something. Something was off.
Alright, so we'll get on out of here. And deck traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie departing the hold, climbing up to 5,500. Thank you for your help. See you, deck.
Have a safe flight.
Alright, so that hold sucks. I didn't do good at all. There's something about turning too early. Like I should have done a little bit more shallow turn. I don't know what. It didn't work out. Let's just put it that way. It wasn't good. All right, so We're on our way to Cherry Ridge. All right, so what I'm doing here now, I'm gonna do this RNAV GPS Bravo into Cherry Ridge. So I'm gonna get that into the flight plan first. Let's go back here, proc, approach, load, and activate the approach. Alright, so we got tally, and we're gonna do the course reversal. And we gotta make sure that our CDI is where it needs to be. CDI is GPS. Very good. Alright, so let's go ahead and brief this bad boy. We got some time. Alright, so we're over on the left. Let's go over to the right. Fuel pump is going to come on. Fuel pressure is good. Over to the right main is in. Fuel pressure looks good. Fuel pump can come off. Alright, so now let's get our ATIS. So I'm going to pick that up from here. So procedure at night, obtain local altimeter setting on CTAF. Alright, so the approach was great. I was pretty good, you know, in terms of, I went a little early on the mist. I think, not sure, not positive, but it was just kind of weird in that hold. Something went wrong in the hold. The hold sucked. So yeah, that was just something that was weird. All right, so we're on our way out to Cherry Ridge now, and yeah, I don't know what happened there. So I'm back over to the right. We'll stay over there for until 1:30. An hour and 30. Okay, so this approach is a current. It is the RNAV GPS Bravo into Cherry Ridge. Approach course is 360. DME, let's see, so we are going to be at or above 4,000 when we get the tally. That is our initial approach fix. We're going to do the course reversal, which is going to be 4 nautical mile legs, as opposed to what we did at deck. It was more doing the doing time. So here we're going to do 4 nautical miles out. So this is going to be a teardrop. It could be could be direct. This looks like that might be a direct entry to me. Because I'm just gonna go in, hit the initial approach fix, and then turn to 150, and then just get my altitude, and then do 4 nautical mile back out, and then be ready to turn into 331 is the initial approach course, and then 360 is the final approach course. So this approach does some weird things. So if you pull up November 30, pull up the RNAV GPS Bravo, you'll see that plate. It does this dog leg at Akuyu, and then down to Warak. So from Tally to Ayuku, it's a 331 heading, and then once you get to Akuyu, then you make a slight right to 360. Then that's the final approach course, and we are direct to Tally. Now, when I go mist, I'll make sure landing lights on, fuel pump is off. Okay, when I go mist, the mist approach is climbing right turn to 4,000, direct to Tally and hold. So that's easy enough. All right, so we've got about 60 nautical miles out. I'll cut some of this out. Get to the good part. But yeah, the approach was cool. I think I went a little early on the hold, and the hold sucked. If you look at the flight pattern, it pretty much sucked. Okay, so to give myself a little bit of break, I've decided to turn on the autopilot and let Carol do some work here. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can do approach mode, because I do want to practice that too. So right now I've got the autopilot loaded. The flight plan loaded and activated. Just looking for some traffic. We're good. And you look out there, it's like you can see like this little frozen area down here, and then this little area like right inside this group of mountains. That's like Lehighton. All right, so just was looking to see what this airspace alert, but there's around Scranton, there's a Tersa terminal radar service area. I believe that's what it is, and I think it was alerting on that, so I just had to just make sure we were good that way. So we were flying out nicely. Of course, Carol's a professional, so we are good. All right, so we are about 31 nautical miles out to the destination. About 15 minutes we'll be there. Everything is clicking along, and I'm gonna see what Carol does with this approach. I'm gonna let her do the thing. Now that's one thing that's kind of interesting to me is when do I go into approach mode? And my thinking there is, what is that in front of me? I just see an airport in front of me. Oh, that is Mount Pocono Airport. Oh, and that's you look down there, Mount Pocono Raceway right in front of us here. So there's, you see that like little track? That's the Mount Pocono Raceway. And then off to the distance there is the Mount Pocono Airport. I almost missed those things, just trying to make sure I'm dialed in for this approach. And somebody is 3 below me. Somebody is 1.4 below me. So I'm just always mindful of traffic as well. That's still important. Yeah, that's a trip, Mount Pocono Raceway over there. All right, so we are cooking. We are 5,500 feet, burning 13 gallons an hour. Indicated airspeed is about 119 knots. True airspeed is 127 knots, and my ground speed is 150 knots. 150 knots. We're cooking. We are cooking. All right, we're 22 out now. Where do I know? So I think what I want to be is I want to be at 4,000 when I reach tally. So I'm 21 out. Just want to be mindful of that. All right, so load, approach, and activate. Okay, that is activated. All right, so tally, initial, hold 4 nautical miles. I'm curious to see what it does when I'm in the hold. I want to see what you do, Carol. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. Hand fly out to deck, just try to dial that in. All right, everything is looking good. Cylinder head temps are good. All right, so I am 10 miles out from tally. Okay, let's start a descent. Vertical speed, 500 feet a minute. Pull some power. Down to 2,200. No procedure term for arrivals at tally on Victor 116, 126, and 118. All right, so we're just descending down to 4,100. And 200 to go for 4,100. Because I want to be at or above 4,000 coming into tally. All right, so I have approach in. And since we are 2-6 out, mixture's going to go full rich. Fuel pump is going to come on. Landing light's going to come on. And we're 2.2 out from tally. And I've got approach mode loaded. And we'll see what she does. And I'm just monitoring to see what Carol's doing. It seems like she's doing the course reversal. Cherry Ridge Traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, doing the course reversal at tally for the RNAV GPS. Gonna do circling approach to 18, Cherry Ridge. And I'm just watching what she's doing. Now, what she should do is be going out 4 nautical miles. So I'm just watching this count here. Okay, yep. Alright, so we're making this right turn. So you can see out here we're doing this right turn. And we should be on heading 331. I'm just watching Carol. First time I've done an approach using her. She's dialing it in better than me. So we should be at 331. Just making sure everything is good. All right, mixture's full, rich, landing lights on, fuel pump is on. I'm on the fuelless tank. So our next should be 3,500. At or above 3,500. So we're tallied to Yuku. And it looks like she's getting ready to make that happen. Cherokee traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, about 10 south of the field, inbound on the GPS, RNAV GPS Bravo. Gonna do a side circle for 18, Cherry Ridge. All right, so it looks like she's right on. We're 4 out from Akuyu. Man, this is beautiful right around here too. Absolutely gorgeous. Lots of frozen stuff. And you can see that lake or whatever that is near Cherry Ridge. And again, 2080, so 2100 is going to be our circling minimum, 0.8. Now this is where we should get a gentle turn to the right. Just looking at this traffic too. For our final approach of 360. Yep, so here we come. It's gonna do light turn. And I'm looking for the field because we're going to be doing a circling approach. All right, 360. Cherry Ridge traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, 6 miles south on the RNF GPS. Going to do a circling approach to 18. Cherry Ridge traffic. All right, so everything is ready. Yeah, she's just going, so we're going to Wirac. And I think that's the field right there. I am really freaking high. And Cherry Ridge traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, left downwind for runway 18, Cherry Ridge traffic. Alright, so you can see I came in kind of high. I did that last time too. Get in flat range here, slow this bad boy down. First notch of flat, very good. Nose coming down.
500.
Cherry Ridge traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, final for 18, Cherry Ridge. Definitely gonna be on our P's and Q's. It looks like there might be a little bit of ice on there.
Oh, I am so excited that I get to say this. It's been a long time. Cue the music!
Alright, nice and easy, nice and easy, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Let her come down, let her come down, let her come down. Let her come down, nice and easy.
Cherry traffic, I'm on east setting up on 45, left downwind runway 3, Cherry Ridge.
Yeah, I don't want to take any chances because there's stuff all over this airport. Yeah, I want to be able to slow down. Landing light comes off, fuel pump comes off. I don't know if it's icy on this bad boy or what's going on. I'm taking my time. You can see there's a little bit of stuff out there, so you know there's no reverse in airplanes, so you got to make sure you're good. Cherry Ridge traffic, Cherokee 1541 Charlie, clear up runway 18, Cherry Ridge. It had a little bit of stuff on the runway here. All right, so that approach was a little funky too. I was too high.
And it's right about here that my camera decided to cut off, but you know, I'm on the ground and you know, all of this instrument flying is making the brother hungry, so let's stop all the gab and let's go eat. So then went on into the restaurant, and the thing I love about this restaurant is you can like look out over the field. Great place to plane spot. So if you've never been to Betty Boop's, and you know, oh, this right here was just fantastic. But if you haven't been to Betty Boop's restaurant at Cherry Ridge, oh yeah, no, this was fantastic too. But I keep digressing. But yeah, if you ever go to the Betty Boop restaurant at Cherry Ridge, it's awesome, and the field is awesome as well. So definitely check it out. Oh, and you see me zooming in on a deer that's out on the runway. So be careful of wildlife, especially birds.
All right, so I feel much better. Gonna go over here and get some fuel, and definitely am going to be glad to kind of get out of here before any of this other stuff freezes out here. Definitely gonna be watching out for the deer, because when I saw that deer cross the runway, he was on this side of the runway first where that airplane is, and then he just kind of sauntered nice and easy across the runway. So definitely will be looking for him, and that's something that I know that I have to be careful of. It's kind of quiet today. There's only this cardinal
Charlie, and then there's another trainer over there. So there's not a lot of people flying, so definitely need to be mindful and be careful of varmints, especially birds. Anyway, well, that's it. This has been a great flight. Thank you for taking the flight with me. I'm really rusty, but I'm gonna be running hard to get back on track. All right, take care. Thank you so much for your support. Russ Kid, Russ Can Fly. I'm out. Peace.